Good morning. I'm Beth Craven. I'm up here today to tell you about my experience at General Assembly. For you newcomers, a bit of background. The national organization of UUs is the Unitarian Universalist Association. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. The UUA. They're like a trade organization for independent UU congregations, providing resources, guidance, and connection. Every year they host a convention somewhere in the country. When I was part of the Ministerial Search Committee, we utilized some of the resources UUA offers, and I was very grateful they were available. This experience, and having only attended services here and in Petaluma, got me curious about what other UU congregations look like, curious enough to make the trip to Baltimore in June. Now, I'm sure y'all are curious about the ball of yarn you were given, and sadly, you're going to have to wait a bit longer to learn about that. But we UUs thrive in curiosity. We are a curious faith, curious in that we don't have dogma, we don't require anyone to believe any particular book. But more than that, I think curiosity is a fundamental element of being a Unitarian Universalist. I found my way to UUCSR via a web search about John Adams based on the HBO miniseries. I'm sure many of you have similar UU origin stories as well. So what was General Assembly like? It was what you would expect from a faith that accepts so many sources and welcomes all. It was a fire hose of worship approaches, helpful tools and resources with singing and dancing to boot. It was 5 days of discussion, worship, governing meetings, and an inspirational keynote speaker, Amari Jones, a notable trans journalist. The schedule was so full, it was hard to pick what to attend. The three things I want to share with you that inspired me most were these. Mosaic. It is a new anti-racism curriculum that is modeled after OWL. So it is done by age group. In modules, it's currently available, and they are looking to train facilitators. I really feel like this is a huge gift, not only to the congregations, but to our country at this time. I also found inspiration in an idea called Whole Church and how to use that to expand outreach to more millennials and Gen Zers and how to make them feel more welcome in service. But my favorite event was attending a pagan worship service with Hilary. We had so much fun during the service. There were smiles and laughing all around. There was about 150 people in this room, and we all felt so connected. And that is why you have a ball of yarn in your hand. We wanted to bring some of that fun and joy back to UUCSR to share with you. Okay, so we are going to have a little fun here. We're going to weave a web of connection. This activity embodies and makes tangible the web that unites us all. Let's think of this web not so much as a spider's web, but rather a web of roots, like roots below the ground that connects plants together. All of us are grounded in the particulars of our own lives, but we all have roots that intertwine with others. That interconnection gives us strength, support, and a sense of belonging that empowers us to act in the world. For those of you who want to participate, we'll come together in the center pews. If anybody doesn't want to participate, I ask you to move to the outer pews. It's not required. Participate at your comfort level, okay? And I'm assuming you kids probably want to participate because this is going to be a fun one. So why don't you guys go ahead and move into the center pews. When we begin, you'll all hold the end of your ball of yarn and toss it across the pews. Be sure to hold on to the end. If you catch a ball of yarn or it lands near you, pick it up and continue it on so it mixes with the rest. Look, don't start just yet. Let everybody get situated. This is all a work in progress, okay? Yeah, so hold on to the end and throw it, but not yet. Let everybody get situated, okay? And then if you find an end that comes to you, you'll send it on again, okay? When we're all done, we're going to have helpers come around and gather up the ends and the aisles, and then we'll bring the web up here, okay? Okay, so is everybody situated? Okay, get together and start weaving. And it might take throwing more, keep passing them around, send them on. They're not going very far. And there's slack, pull it in so we can make it go further. So I still see some balls of yarn flying. Let's keep it going, and then we'll in a moment more we'll gather them up. What? Okay. So okay. So now let's all grab on to part of the web together, and we're going to sing Blue Boat Home.
Mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my trial and heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbored or port have I known. Wide universe is the ocean drown, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge and wander, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all kindred pilgrim souls, making sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbored a port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my root home.
So now our helpers are going to come and gather up the yarn, and we're going to bring it, our beautiful web, up here onto the stage. Yeah, oh yeah, so pass, if you have an end, pass it out to the edge, and everybody be careful. So those of y'all in the middle might need to sit down and pass it forward. I think. So as they've finished gathering our web of connection, Hilary and Natalie, might it work for the two sides to come together? Or is it almost done? Or you got it? So, okay, it looks like. Okay, it looks like everybody's been freed. It isn't often that we have this kind of unfettered play and silliness during service. How was that for you? Did you feel connected to your neighbors and others? Let's take just a moment to turn to our neighbors and share your experience. If this was something you didn't enjoy, please feel free to share that as well. All opinions are welcome. So let's take a little break and talk.
Oh my god, I totally cried. Oh my god, I couldn't even look at them. I was crying.
So I have one more little thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they all started singing and they were, I was just like, oh my god, that's so good.
So when you're done, I'm going to call them the kids.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. I really want to thank you for allowing me to share this with you. I hope we can bring some of the many ideas available to us from UUA in the coming year or two. My curiosity about the variety of opportunities for growing and connecting nationally has only increased. And I'm hoping we will have a huge group in attendance when General Assembly comes to San Jose in 2027. Yeah. Thank you.
So here at UUCSR, we have a shared ministry. I don't just mean our formal shared ministry. I mean the way that we all minister to each other. It is the subtle sense of peace that comes from knowing that we are in a community of people who have similar values. It is the connections that we feel when we talk to others about our life experiences, or when we sing together, or when we share in celebrations. It's the reassurance that comes from our shared social activism that reminds us that we are not alone in our desire to create positive change. It is the way that we question, reflect, and learn together through religious education, through book groups, retreats, and soul matters groups. It is the artwork that is created by folks in this community and displayed on our walls. Last year, in the April issue of UU World, Elaine McCardle wrote, "In shared ministry, we work together to bring out the best in one another." I think that we are doing that here for each other. Now, let's think about that from a broader perspective. There are over 1,000 UU congregations in this country. Just imagine all of the people in all of those congregations who are ministering to folks in their communities, different types of communities with different needs. When I was at GA this year, I was a volunteer in the exhibit hall. I spent many hours there each day, and during that time, I got to meet people from different congregations throughout the country. Some of them live in places where they are close to other UU congregations, like us. But some of them are isolated in very rural areas or in predominantly conservative states. No matter where people were from, they were excited to meet other Unitarian Universalists, to talk about what they were doing at their congregations, and to compare notes about how they were succeeding in their endeavors. I think that people really enjoyed this. I think that they enjoyed these conversations as much as they enjoyed the inspirational speakers that they went to. The synergy that this creates has the power to feed people spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. It rejuvenates them in the work that they do. It rejuvenates their shared ministries. For me personally, it was very gratifying to feel connected to the larger UU community. I found inspiration in learning about the work that others were doing. In fact, learning about the work that others were doing was the main reason people came to the exhibit hall. There were over 40 UU-affiliated organizations represented, groups who manifest our principles in work that highlights and elevates specific causes. Did you know that there are national UU organizations that focus on immigrants, on women, on people of color, on young adults, on trauma response ministry, mental health, peace ministry, alternatives to the death penalty, multicultural ministries, addiction recovery, and economic justice, just to name a few? These groups are at the General Assembly, and they want to talk to you. They want to tell you about the causes that motivate them and how UUs are ministering to each other in a wide range of communities throughout the country. They want to foster connections and broaden your experience as a Unitarian Universalist. If this sounds exciting to you, then plan to spend some time in the exhibit hall at the next General Assembly. You will meet people from near and far, maybe even people from other countries. You will be inspired, and you will be reaffirmed that your contributions to shared ministry, no matter how small, are making a difference.
I've got another GA reflection. But because of that, and knowing that when it gets to be 11:30, I personally, if I'm out there in those nicely padded pews, start to think about cookies and coffee, and I start to think about the bathroom and all this. So instead of reading my whole 8 pages to you that are just wonderful, they're they're in a 20 font so that it's easy for me to read, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip to page 7. I think you should know I'm Carol Kramer. I became a member of this congregation sometime in the last century and met my first Unitarian Universalists when I was a teenager. And being able to talk frankly about love and justice and problems of life have been very important to me all through that time. There's also been bitter memories. All kinds of things happen where friendships fall apart, people that just seemed like pillars of compassion and love die. And as well as people move away, and there's many losses too. But many sweet memories, and I know you did not come today to hear me moan about how much better the olden days might have been, or how scary the unknown future might be. So, I'm delighted to believe that you came today because you were curious and wanted to explore Unitarian Universalism and what it can offer you and your connection in the world. I believe you are on the right path. It will be your own individual and unique path, with twists and turns, both bitter and sweet. But this community, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation, Santa Rosa, will be here for you, offering friendship and an opportunity to freely explore the problems of life. Other UU communities, including the UUA, will be here for you, proclaiming a faith that finds fearlessness in the face of change by centering love in all our efforts. I believe this community is ready to fulfill the promise it offers and meet the present moment for you and for all of us